Hey y'all, tonight I want to talk to you, about what you call social charity versus social welfare. Um, and by welfare I mean the government, and by social charity I mean churches and charities and people giving back to the community. And to start off, I want to talk about a gentleman named Shane Patrick Boyle. Many people may have heard of this person and you just didn't remember the name, but Mr. Boyle died back in 2017 due to complications with his type 1 diabetes. Now, a few weeks prior to him dying from these complications, he had started a GoFundMe for money to get his insulin. It was going to cost him $750 to get his insulin, which is um, not life-saving. It is life required for type 1 diabetics. If you don't know about type 1 diabetes, I would hope that you would research it and understand how deadly a disease it is. As a matter of fact, Patrice O'Neal, one of my favorite comedians who died from complications due to his diabetes, said once that if diabetes was contagious, like you could catch it from coughing on somebody, or blood, or sex, it would be the deadliest disease in the world. There is no cure for it. There is no anti-diabetes drug to take. Mr. Boyle started a GoFundMe for $750 and died with a grand total of $700 in his account. The reason I'm talking about this today is the subject's very near and dear to my heart. I have a son who is a type 1 diabetic, and he just turned 18 years old, and soon he's no longer going to be covered under my insurance. Now, he requires 2 different kinds of insulin daily, and monthly they cost a little over $600 each without insurance. It's not including lancets for pricking his finger to test his blood. It's not including the test strips to go into the glucometers to test his blood, alcohol swipes, and it just goes on and on and on, the costs associated with having diabetes. And I know that people just don't care. They don't have a disease like this that is affects their daily life, that is life or death daily, quite literally, for diabetics who are type 1 and some type 2s if they don't manage their diet and exercise properly along with medication. But I am sick and tired of hearing Republicans say, how are we going to pay for this? Or just rallying against the idea of universal health care. Again, we're not talking about sports athletes who get paid millions of dollars a year and blow out a knee being able to go get the brand new fake knee put in with the Nike swoosh or whatever the hell you want to equate, false equivalency you're trying to make to deny people basic health care in this country. I'm sick of it. The argument is constantly is we don't need these social welfare programs that the government is just doling out money to these lazy people who don't want to take care of themselves. That is not the case. That is just simply not the case. And to think that churches and charities can handle all of it is ridiculous, and that nobody else has a moral obligation to the society, especially large corporations who are pulling in billions, if not hundreds of $billions a year to not give back to their employees. And the Republican talking points always seem to be that we need less government involvement and we need more just citizens taking care. What happened to when citizens took care of each other? You mean during the Great Depression, when people couldn't find work and everybody was starving because of the greed of the banks, and we were all left to fend for ourselves until FDR came along and did the New Deal, started Social Security, made Wall Street somewhat responsible. They required government oversight from that point on. I don't get it. So for all those people who would have those talking points, let's talk about giving back and social charity. Um, let's start with some of the big names like Amazon and Walmart and Joel Osteen, since we want to talk about charities and churches. Before we get into any of that, let's talk about Jeff Bezos. You hear in the media all the time that he's worth about $8 billion, whatever that means. You're talking about all of Amazon and all of his other holdings in the New York Times or whatever the hell it is he owns. But here, just Google Jeff Bezos' annual income. His salary is a modest $81,840. Not bad. Not for the CEO of a multi-hundred-billion-dollar company. Oh, wait a minute. His total compensation, which includes things like security and benefits, is $1,681,840 a year. Now, I'm not sure if that's gross or net, but it's quite a bit of compensation. Modest compensation, if I say so. Not too bad, not too bad. But let's see how it breaks down up here. Amazon, and this is according to 2018 up here for Amazon and Walmart. Amazon pulled in $232.9 billion in revenue. $10.2 billion of that was net profit. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Now, Amazon does have, depending on the numbers and the year you look at, between 566,000 and 647,000 employees. Now, with a profit of $10.2 billion last year, you would think, hell, why not give back to the people that work hard for you, that were loyal to you, these 647,000 employees? How about this? I know that you probably give away bonuses and this and that, but that's all factored into your costs. That's all factored in with you getting your $10.2 billion profit. Now, how about this? How about you give those 647,000 employees a one-time a year, just out of the blue bonus check for $500? Now, how much that cost you? $500 at 647,000 employees? $323.5 million. Now, a lot of people say, that's a hell of a lot of money, bro. I agree. But compared to 10.2 off the top, seems like a drop in the hat. Move down to Walmart. $514.4 billion. That's more than double what Amazon made. $129.1 billion was gross. The gross profit. Now, they have 1.5 million U.S. employees and 2.2 million employees worldwide. Tell you what, why don't you do the same for them, Walmart? If you gave all 2.2 worldwide employees, 2.2 million employees, $500, that'd be $1.1 billion that you just gave away to your employees. Right there, $129.1 billion gross. And you're giving up 1.1. That's less than 1%. Less than 1%. You're giving up to your employees to show your loyalty to them. Now let's get down to the faith-based. Joel Osteen here. Joel Osteen is quoted on Google as being worth $40 million. $40 million. This man of God. He rakes in $200,000 annually as his salary, it says on there. Now going in and looking at some other numbers and statistics, we learned that his mega church, Lakewood Church there in Texas, they have an annual budget of $90 million. That's not what they bring in. That's what they spend. Now, you want to say, Keith, how does that break down? Of course, they're a church. They got to be giving charitable contributions. You're right, they are. But first, their weekly services. For the year, they claim it costs $31.7 million. The whole weekly services. For their TV ministry, $25.1 million a year. General and administrative, $11.5 million. $11.9 million. They spend $11.9 million trying to raise money. Great job. Mission and outreach. Here we go. Mission and outreach. That's donations. That's taking care of people. $1.2 million. So that's a little over 1% that old Joel Osteen in the Lakewood Church give back to the community. 1%. The rest of it goes back into branding and getting his name out there and preaching about the prosperity gospel. Don't seem like too many people are prospering off of this, Joel. Not by these numbers. No, folks. No. Again, people want to talk about entitlements. Well, guess what? You're entitled to them. It's that simple. You paid into the system. You're entitled to those programs. Stop letting these people making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year off your sweat and your labor, who are falsely representing you and selling you on lies to tell you that you cannot have a better life, that they can't afford to give you a better life. Well, clearly they can. Guys, I hope y'all like this video. If you have anything to add, you got anything you want to see me talk about, go ahead and comment below. Remember to like, subscribe, please share my videos. And again, if you hated this, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you come back and hate me again tomorrow. Night.